One bishop taught his new deacons quorum presidency these duties, and so the young president and presidency began to talk about what that might look like in their quorum and in their ward. They decided that they should start visiting elderly ward members to see what their needs were, and then do those. Among those they served was Alan, a rough, often profane, and sometimes hostile neighbor. Alan's wife, Wanda, became a member of the church, but Alan was, as we say, something of a piece of work. Still, the deacons went to work and comically ignored his insults while they shoveled snow and took out trash. Deacons could be hard to hate, and Alan eventually began to love them. At some point, they invited him to church. "I don't like church," he responded. "Well, you like us," they said, "so just come with us. You can come to our quorum meeting if you want." And with the bishop's approval, he came, and he kept coming. The deacons became teachers, and as they continued to serve him, he taught them to work on cars and to build things. By the time these deacons turned teachers became priests, Alan was calling them "my boys." They were now preparing for missions as priests and asked him if they could practice missionary lessons with him. Well, he swore that he would never listen and never believe, but yeah, they could practice at his house. And then Alan got sick, and he softened. And one day in quorum meeting, he tenderly asked them to pray for him to quit smoking. And so they did. But then they followed him home and confiscated all of his tobacco stash. As his failing health put Alan into hospitals and rehab centers, his boys served him, quietly exuding powers of priesthood and of love unfeigned. The miracle continued, and Alan asked to be baptized, but then passed away before it could happen. But at his request, his deacons turned priests were the pallbearers and the speakers at his funeral. They fittingly warned, expounded, exhorted, taught, and invited all to Christ. And later in the temple, it was one of Alan's boys who baptized that erstwhile deacons quorum president in proxy for Alan.